Today, we'll be starting our Arduino tutorials. These are the basic tutorials and you will learn only the basic things, and after that we'll be doing the advanced tutorial. So this this is the starting of this tutorial series, and in this tutorial we'll learn what is Arduino Uno and how to use it, then what is a breadboard and how to use it. So let's start with Arduino Uno. So first of all, let's learn what is Arduino actually. So as you know, there are ICs. So for our Arduino Uno, this is our IC. This over here is our IC. And when we use an IC in a circuit, we need to connect a lot of other components such as this capacitor and then crystals, and then to transfer the code we also need a cable and and the TX-RX controller chip to transfer the code. So we need many different things, and to supply power also we need a different, like if you want to DC power supply we need DC, then we need to connect other things like resistors and everything. So to simplify all this circuit, Arduino was a brand in Italy that created these boards to simplify everything, and we can now use these boards easily with our circuits and do anything we want, like transfer code. So ICs are basically used to run a particular block of code, like setting these pins to high and low, and according to that our lights will glow. So this is the introduction to Arduino. So now we'll be learning all the different components, not all, only the components that we'll be using during these tutorials. So let's start with the components. So first of all, over here, let me show you. These are our digital pins. So digital pins, as you can see, some pins have this sign. This is the PWM sign. So what does PWM means? That we can transfer other values as well, other than 0 and 1. So with the 3, like you can see PWM 3 pin. So with this pin we can move a servo to 90 degree. But if we use the 2 pin instead of the 3, we won't be able to, cause a servo has to be transferred 3 different values, and for that we can't use just a 0 and 1 pin. Okay, so digital pins are the output and input, both. We can use them as both, but not as an input for PWM. For inputting PWM, there are other set of pins that are analog in pins. So there are 6 pins for analog, and we can use all these 6 pins to input, like what is the value of a potentiometer and what is the value of the light with the help of a photoresistor. So these are the uses of the analog pins. Now let's understand all the pins over here. So there are 13 digital pins. Okay, so we can set the value high or low, or we can input the value high or low, and we can also input the value, like value of our servo. We can input whether it's at 90 degree or at 0 degree with the help of PWM pins. For these we already need other kinds of servos. Then over here are the TX and RX pins. These are receiver and sender pins, and we use them basically like if you are using a Bluetooth module in your circuit, then you need to connect. You can connect it any of them, but for receiving and outputting you can also connect them to TX and RX. And if you are connected, this is the very important thing, you need to remember it. If you are connected like Bluetooth module to TX and RX pins, 2 of its pins, then while transferring the code through this, while you transfer the code, you have to remove the pins. If you don't remove, the data will instead flow into a Bluetooth module, and that will damage the module. So you don't need to do that, and that's very you all should always keep them in mind, or else you can connect it to any of the pins over here, the TX and RX. Then these 2 pins like AREF, and these are the clock pins. We won't be discussing them because they we'll be discussing them in the advanced level. We will be learning to use the clock module, and nor these pins, nor these ICSP pins, nor these ICSP pins. So we have discussed all these 13 pins, like I just give you the value, and we also discussed the analog in pins. Now let's discuss the power pins. So there are 3 different ways by which you can power the Arduino. Number 1 is by connecting your cable to the power bank with the help of this, or the laptop, or anything that supports USB. Then you connect it to here and then there, transfer the code as well. Then with the DC power outlet, You can also connect your DC power supply and it will also run the Arduino. Another, if you want to run it with the help of a battery, you can the anode of the battery, the positive in the vent and the negative in the ground. This will also run our Arduino. This will also start our Arduino. Okay, then these are the output, I would say the power pins of the Arduino. 5 volts as a 5-volt power supply, then 3.3 volts power supply, and then ground, 2 grounds we also have 1 ground over here. Okay, so then let's come to the reset pin. So we discussed when ground 5 volt, 3.3 volt. We won't be doing 10 REF and AREF. Okay, so let's discuss this reset button now. So this is a button that when clicked, so whenever I click this button, the code will start from the starting, exactly from the start of the line. So if you have made any changes in the start of the line and you want to just run everything again, everything that you have done, you can simply press this button. Okay, so this is all for the Arduino. And reset pin also helps you to, like, if you are using a motor shield, then you can connect your motor shield, and this reset pin will help you in this. Like if the reset button is under the motor shield, then this reset pin will be able to click on that. Okay, now we'll come to the breadboard. So we have discussed the Arduino, right? And this is the cable for Arduino. I forgot to show that. So this is the cable for Arduino, and you can also, this will be connecting the power bank or your laptop, and this will be connected into your power outlet over here. So this is how you connect it. Now we have discussed all the things in Arduino Uno. So Arduino Uno is done. Now let's come to breadboard. So breadboard, well, this is a very interesting and useful thing, I would say, because in the breadboard, I will show you the connections of the pins. So whenever you want to connect anything, you can use jumper wires and then connect it into here, like this. These forces also go in that, and they have iron, like conductive materials, present in lines under these pins. So if you connect something over here and some other pin over here, well, these both will be connected. Okay, so like I will show you. So the arrangement, so these all pins are connected. When you insert a pin over here and over here, they'll be connected. So this is the use of a breadboard. So all these pins, like these all are connected, these all are connected. Now this doesn't have a connection with these pins. Okay, only these 5 are connected, and then over here these 5 are connected. Like this it goes on. But in these are the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J pins. Okay, but in these pins where it's written positive and negative, the story goes different. So over here all these pins are connected, all of these, like all the positive, all of these, not only 5, all of this, all of these are connected. And in here also all of these are connected, only the negative side and the positive side. And then over here also all the positive and the negative. So if you connect the positive supply over here, and then you connect, like you want to power your LED with the positive supply, so you can connect one jumper wire over here and the one near the leg of the LED. So these are connected with the positive. I hope you understand. And you can also connect another breadboard, like as you can see there are these pins over here. So you can connect the breadboard with these pins. And to more, so that you can easily understand, I'll just break this breadboard. So as you can see, this breadboard can be opened. So this gives a view that these both and this can also open. So this is how you connect your breadboard. So it gives us the view that all these are connected, all of this and all of this, and all of this and all of this. So this will give you the view that all of these are connected, and this will give you the breadboard and these. So I'll show you like connecting something to the breadboard with the help of a power supply. And there is something more for our breadboard. I'll show you. So over here we have the breadboard power supply board. Now this is not very important, but it's useful, I would say. So this, first of all, let's put it inside again. This is very hard. And also you can see here like breadboards. As you can see over here we have a metal plates. So this should also give you a better understanding of breadboard. Here, as you can see, this is clear. So all these are connected like this. It's very important. And I will also leave a link to a video in the description where you can more easily, more better understand the breadboard. Like if you want more knowledge, so if you didn't understand with this video, then you can see that one. Well, I'm sure you will understand. That's not my video, it's some other channel. Okay, so this is the breadboard power supply. Now, whenever you connect this power supply over here, like if I'm connecting over here, this is how you have to connect it in your breadboard. So you can either transfer your DC power in over here and then press this button, and this is for output. You can output the power. Then the most useful part, you can change the amount of voltage. Just like in the Arduino we have 5 volts and 3.3 volts, we have so many power outlets to easily to very much simplify our power system. So when I can put a batteries positive and negative in here, and the breadboard's energy I can set it either off or to 3.3 volt or to 5 volts. Then once the batteries are connected, I can simply get the output from this port over here, like the positive and negative, to 5 volts or 3.3 volts, or from over here you can see. So here you can connect your female jumper wires like this in the 5 volts, and then this to wherever like your LED is. Okay, and in here also, like if you want to power it with your Arduino, then you can take your Arduino and put your 5 volts in. Like if I want to do 5 volts power supply, 5 volt, and then connect it to this positive, and then ground to ground. Okay, so this is how you use the breadboard power supply. It's very useful, and the light also lights up, but it doesn't have an inbuilt short circuit pin. So if you short circuit it, like if you connect this to this again, well, it will short circuit, and that's not good. So don't never short circuit this, or it will fry and it will be of no use. So I hope you understood the breadboard, the Arduino, and the breadboard power supply. In the next video we'll be doing a project with Arduino. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel and like and share the video. Thank you. Bye bye.